Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. I am Michael, and this is Hello Cupcake, and today is the Saturday check-in. It is September 4th, 2021. How are you today? If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So, it has been an adventure this week. On Wednesday, I had to go to my new orthopedic doctor. And this, well, not orthopedic, but doctor, I'm sorry, a new podiatrist. And I went to them, and they do prosthetics and stuff at this location. And so I kind of built up this whole like yay moment because the the other um podiatrist that I go to, they do shoes and they trim your toenails and like do general foot care and like small inpatient surgery or like in office surgeries like um ingrown toenail removal and so on and so forth. Um, but they just didn't fit shoes properly. And his wife was not listening to me. My foot measures 12, but my whole life I've worn 12 or 13 to 13 and a half because it's been super comfortable for my feet. Um, so this doctor, he did pretty much the same exact shit as what my old doctor did, where you have to stick your foot into this box of foam and push down and it makes a perfect mold of your feet and all this other stuff, and then they send that off to Oompa Loompa Land or wherever it is that they send that stuff to, and then they create shoes around that. So I got to look through a catalog of different like shoes and stuff, and I was just like, well, I guess these are the type that aren't the most horrible. So, um, hopefully in the next 4 weeks, I will have a brand new pair of orthopedic shoes that actually fit me and work with my leg length discrepancy and gives me the support that I need. Um, I'm keeping my fingers crossed with that. Um, Also, kind of really pissed off with the amount of distance I had to drive to go to this doctor. Like, I knew that it was going to be a long drive, but I thought that there was so much more built up into this visit than what actually happened that I didn't mind. But my appointment was at 9:30. I showed up there at like 9:05. By 9:28, I was out the door. So, a 60-mile drive for really a, a 7-second visit, it seemed. But if it gets it taken care of, cool. If not, I'm really gonna be kind of upset, and I'm just gonna stop trying to go for custom orthotic shoes because the last pair that I got from um a doctor that I normally see, like I said, didn't fit proper and sat in the back of my car for 2 years. I ended up just donating those shoes because they didn't have the actual the inside wasn't molded to my foot. The insert soles were molded to my foot. So I offered them to the new doctor and just said, if you have patients that can't afford these type of shoes or whatever, can you take these? Or there's no custom inserts or whatever. Oh yeah, sure, we could do that. So hopefully, I mean, they're kind of in a bougie area, so I don't know if they deal with people like that, and I probably should have turned them in to one of my doctors over here where people are a little bit more poverty stricken. But it is what it is. If these new shoes that come back aren't custom and they don't fit me, then I'll probably just turn them into my old doctor, or even um, give them to like my diabetic doctor to give to one of his patients who sees the same doctor here in town. So, anywho, there's all of that. And what else has been happening? Oh, thinking really seriously about starting a new class. And actually taking two new classes. One of them is on anxiety and helping people through um, having a lot of anxiety and like what the signs and symptoms are and so on and so forth. And then the other one is depression and suicide and uh, like I can't remember what the course is actually called, but it covers depression, suicide, and suicidal attempts and stuff like that, and trying to facilitate a safe space for that person during their time of crisis. Um, so yeah, I don't know if that's something that I'm going to start up right now, but I went online and looked at some of the classes, and they're self-guided, so I can start it today and finish it in 4042 or whatever. But um, yeah, so both of those give you certificates, and that will go on my Hall of Records that's back there, um, where that stop sign is on the other side of that. That whole hallway is just lined with all the different certificates and things that I've accomplished with going to online school and just getting that information for my own personal knowledge. Um, And for some of you who are just new to the channel, um, a couple of years ago, I started taking online mental health courses so that I could better help myself because the mental health industry, whatever you want to call it, is seriously lacking where I live. Um, you have one county mental health facility and then just a handful of private pay doctors and clinicians, and I've been trying to get in to see an actual therapist or social worker or whatever, and none of them return my calls. And I don't know what that's about. I have a list that is like 7 pages of just different people in the area, and I went through and I called every single person on that list, and no one has returned my calls. So, that kind of sucks, especially since I've been really depressed and um, borderline suicidal. I'll be honest with you guys. The last couple of weeks I've been pretty fucking bad. And like if during that time period, if things would have gotten worse than what they were or how I perceived them to be, then it could have led into that whole suicidal tendencies or whatever, because I had already started thinking about like, well, um do the people that I care about actually care about me? Like, I have all these friends, but when I reach out, no one's there to hear me, no one's there to listen to me, no one's there to like check up on me. So, what would people say at my funeral? And like starting to like go down that dark, depressing spiral. And the whole time I'm over there just like crying my eyes out, my mascara is down in my down to my ankles, that type of like ugly cry. Just like, why? And you know, when I so, depending on the triggering event of the depression, like a lot of times my bipolar will kick in and trigger the depression. Sometimes my depression will kick in and or will be in full swing, and then something will happen which will trigger my bipolar, which then loops on itself. So then I'll have like the racing upset thoughts and the depression, and like another trigger of mine is reaching when I'm feeling like anxious or having like that breakdown, um trying to reach out to somebody and they not answer their phone. It triggers childhood trauma, it triggers like all kinds of other stuff. And I'm not saying that I'm one of those people that need a safe space or whatever. But in my mind, when I'm feeling that like absolute bottom, there's still a little bit more to go. But when I hit that plateau, I'm just like, fuck, why is no one answering me? Are they okay? Are they dead? Would they even care if I died right now? What's going on? And it just like spirals and spirals and spirals and spirals. And um, it took me a little while to realize the triggering factor from my childhood that plays into that communication aspect. And when I was about 5 or 6, um, it was like 127, 130 degrees outside where I grew up. And me, my sister, and all of her friends, and like basically the entire community was at the local swimming hole, which was at this park that had a 12-foot deep swimming pool and then like a playground and then a shaded area that had misters and all that other stuff. And it was just like the local hangout, for 75 cents, 50 cents or 75 cents. You could go and stay the entire day, and the teenagers would get there and like listen to their music really loud and just hang out and do, teenage things. And then all the little brothers and sisters, they would be playing in the pool and just having a good time. So I got out and I went to go get a drink of water and go to the restroom. And I decided, oh, it would be fun to go slide down the slide. And it's one of those slides that like have the bumps in it before you get to the bottom. And well, 130-degree weather outside and an all metal slide with no shade over it. Yeah, I slid down the slide. It melted my shorts into my skin, gave me third-degree burns, and I got stuck right in the middle of the slide. And I remember it hurting and trying to move myself and like screaming in pain and trying to scream to my sister that I needed help. And everyone's laughing and carrying on. And I'm just sitting there in agonizing pain, burning, not being able to be heard. And I started screaming as loud as I possibly could to the point where I almost lost my voice trying to get somebody to pay attention to me. And finally, I don't remember how it happened, but somebody like got a hold of my sister and her friends came running over and I'm just screaming in pain and crying and they got me off of the slide, and I remember all I wanted to do was jump into the pool water. Like it and my sister kept fighting with me, telling me, no, it's going to hurt you even worse. You don't want to jump in the pool water. You don't want to jump in the pool water. And I stood under the shower as long as I could, but the searing pain of the shower head coming down on my third-degree burns was like beyond torturous. And we were 12 miles away from our house and 30 miles away from our house, or from our house to the hospital was 25, 30 miles away. So my sister's friend put me in the back of their van and drove us as fast as they could to our house, where we had to get my biological mother, who didn't want to take me to the hospital at the time. And she had this little like movie store and didn't want to close the movie store. So we went from the movie store over to my grandma's house. My grandma's the one who like demanded that she take me to the hospital. So then I had to get in the back of my grandma's car, and my sister sat on the floorboard, spraying ice cold water on my butt every couple of minutes. And my grandma drove as fast as she could the 30 miles into town, and I don't remember much after that. I just remember getting to the hospital and passing out. Um, so, yeah. that kind of triggers all of those things. And so when I feel like I'm not being heard and I'm depressed, all that plays a part. So, um, just kind of interesting, like realizing that this childhood trauma has re like reared its head later on in my adult life as a mental health issue and a contributing factor to my mental health at times. So, that's what these classes have really done for me, and it's helped me learn a lot about myself and a lot about mental health and how things are like interconnected. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now, is just trying to still figure out more about myself and just learn as I go along and help other people as I can when I can, if I can. Um, so, still not the direction that I wanted to go with this video today, but whatever. And I am drinking my blue tea, but today I turned it purple. This stuff is so amazing. Like, the flowers, it's called butterfly PEA tea. And the flowers, when you brew it, turns it this beautiful uh blue color. And if you add an acid to it, like lemon or something like that, it changes it purple. Well, today I decided that I was going to have a little bit of lime juice in this, or lemon lime juice. So it's this like really kind of sweet, almost warm lemonade taste in the best possible way. I know warm lemonade does not sound all that refreshing, but um, I'm not usually a home coffee drinker or whatever, but I've really been enjoying this lately, so that's what I have. I'll have like a cup or two of that in the morning. And also with this tea, it helps promote healthy kidney functions and is a diuretic. And for those of you new to the channel, back in January, February, I had a kidney stone for the very first time and hopefully for the very last time. And so I take a whole bunch of supplements and like stuff that I make myself, like these pills here. I made these. These are hibiscus pills. I happen to have all the stuff on hand because, well, I'm weird like that. But um, you could buy hibiscus pills at Walmart for like 30 or $13. But yeah, I just ground it up in a coffee grinder and put it into my own little capsules. I have a little machine that makes them. So I take that, and hibiscus tea by itself is really freaking amazing and makes this beautiful red magenta colored drink. Um, and it flushes your kidneys. So I decided, instead of making the drink every day, I'm just gonna make up a pill and take it once a day. And then I take cranberry, and I take this natural bladder stuff. Um, I take milk thistle seed, hawthorn, and elderberry. I ground that up and made my own little pills, and I take that at night. And the pain in my kidneys have gone away. Like it's been amazing. So hopefully, whatever it is that I'm doing, it's working well. And I've told my doctor about all of this because I don't want it to interact with any of my traditional medications that I take and stuff like that. So, but every morning, I come out here to my computer. I take my slew of medications. Like if you can see my desk right now, there's probably a good 2.5 foot area of my desk that's just pill bottles. Most of them is supplements. Some of them are just regular pills. But anyways, I see that we're going on 20 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. And make sure you head over to the blog, hellocupcakeitsme, and also go check me out on TikTok. You can find me over there, hellocupcakeitsme, and follow in the notes down below. There's all the social media links, so go check those out and make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Hit that little bell notification icon if you want to be notified of my newest videos. I do 2 videos a week, sometimes more, but always do a video on Wednesday and Saturdays. And yeah, until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.